When will our governments and our countries get it right?
Harry, bringing about change is never easy, but coming together as a global community and harnessing our collective efforts, real and lasting.
Hope, and now we need to listen, constantly listen, and then act on the advice and the vision that you have, because otherwise it's your future that's being stolen from you, and that is unacceptable. No matter the challenges we face, whether it's climate change, mental health, or systemic injustices, her legacy and the efforts of young people to inspire further action in the world fill me with hope.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Well, this has been a hot Christmas for the gossip. First, Migraine and Hairball, and this is mainly Migraine, comes out and announces that, the Christmas card you saw isn't our real Christmas card. We have another one for our family and friends. I mean, this woman is such a bitch. Psychopath. It's the same thing with her wedding. Oh, we did a wedding for the little people, the peasants, but we had her own special private wedding, right? So now she's doing her special Christmas cards, just like she has her special little list for her jams. I mean, she's just so psycho. And just oh, so pathetic. She shoves her ugly bony butt in the mainstream media and saturates it, and it says, but I'm going to purposely hide things from you. I mean, my goodness, so psycho. Speaking of which, on that note, knowing what an unpleasant, unsavory yacht girl she is, I also came across this article about the fact that Ozempic leads to blindness. That's one of the side effects besides explosive diarrhea, as Oprah found out. Had to change the seat of her car after destroying it because, as Gail King said, she had all kinds of stuff coming out from both ends. Yeah. So anyways, that's not even the least of your worries, right? Megan did have an accident on stage in Colombia, as we all saw. And so now another thing to add to the Ozempic is that it can cause sudden vision loss because of loss of blood to the optic nerve, and there is no effective treatment for it. So you go blind from Ozempic, you're done. I'm wondering if that's what happened to Elton John, because he went blind in one eye. Just saying, a lot of people in Hollywood taking this stuff, and they just think it's great. I'm just seeing there are lawsuits all over with this stuff, so look out, Migraine. Karma may come back to you with the Ozempic, because she just really is, this is provoking the public. I mean, I say it again. They provoke the public to get a reaction, and then they whine and complain on TV. Oh, we're so trolled by those toxic trolls and that hate speech. We need to censor them. See, here is why they're trolls. Here is why just one example. I mean, all their lies, and their censorship activities, and with the CIA and the government. But now this. Now she's just. I mean, it's so obvious now. She's just sticking up her middle finger or whatever she can. But this is not what the reading is about today. The reading I want to look at is, thanks to the person who sent this to me, there's a rumor about this. Now, when Migraine came out with that ugly, fugly birthday card, Christmas card, immediately after it came out, my immediate thought, as someone who's been following these two idiots for so long, is I was like, did Catherine and William's card come out already? Because we always know that Harry and Meghan, or Meghan more specifically, always follows immediately after William and Catherine. Right? They don't do anything spontaneously. They don't do anything for just to put things out, especially Christmas cards, because they hate doing it. So I'm like, my first thought when I saw that, when I heard that on Twitter that they're Harry and Meghan dropped their Christmas card, my first thought was, oh, I didn't know that William and Catherine had already put their card out. Because I immediately, the instant reaction is that Meghan is putting it out to try to overshadow Catherine and William, like they always do, because Harry and Meghan are so jealous of Catherine and William. Then I looked around and I saw, oh, Catherine and William hadn't come out with a card yet. I'm like, that's strange. I'm like, you're telling me Migraine put out a card and she wasn't doing it to try to overshadow another royal family member? That didn't make any sense. Right? We know them too well by now. So, but I didn't hear anything, and I had other better things like anything else to think about. So I just forgot about it. I was like, okay, that's odd. And I just moved on with my day. Well, now someone emailed me, and again, thank you to this person. They emailed me and said, there's a rumor that pertains to this article. So here's an article that came out that announces, I'm sure you've heard of this, on December 18th, and it said, it just goes into how, excuse me, not this one, this article came out that Andrew and Fergie were not going to be around for Christmas. So I was like, I was like, that's surprising. I'm like, why are they, you don't never hear about Andrew and Fergie so much in the media, but suddenly it's a big story. It's like they are not invited to Sandringham. Wow. Yeah. And they claim it's because of a Chinese spy, blah, blah, blah. And appears to be possibly a cover story. So, that's odd. Why are they picking on Andrew and Fergie suddenly right before Christmas? It seemed kind of odd, and it seemed like unnecessary because, Andrew and Fergie, they've been through enough already. But then, okay, so here's the person wrote me and said, the rumor is that Catherine and William set up a trap to discover who was giving Harry and Meghan inside information. So William and Catherine allegedly said that their Christmas card would be released on the day that Migraine quickly put out her Christmas card picture. However, they did not. Catherine allegedly told a York, and this article was put out and was as the above piece from the Sun. This is just another link to the Sun article. And it appears that Andrew and Fergie are getting nailed. So it looks like they're not invited to Christmas because they were in contact with Harry and Meghan and giving details to them, giving intel to them, which wouldn't surprise me at all because you give Fergie money from her past history, she'll give you access to whatever, right? I mean, they're wheelers and dealers, right? So I want to look into this. I want to do a reading on this. It's like, oh, is this true? Because I knew it did strike me the wrong way. I immediately noticed. I was like, wait a minute, this is odd. Meghan never releases a Christmas card if she doesn't have to. And she would only do it if William and Catherine did it. So I knew something was off, but I didn't investigate it. And I had no way to investigate it. What am I doing? I'm not a journalist. But I knew something was off. Like, it immediately struck me. Like, I got that ping, that feeling, that intuition. I was like, this is odd. Meghan and Harry just released their card and they're not trying to overshadow someone. Sure enough, it looks like William and Catherine were testing the Yorks and the Yorks failed. That's what I'm wondering. Is that what happened? I'm asking a yes/no question. Can I get yes/nos with the Lynn Norman? We got to look into this. Did William and Catherine, did they test the Yorks to see if they were slipping information? If so, isn't that scandalous? Why would the Yorks give Harry and Meghan information? No, it doesn't really surprise me. They would be the ones to do it, right? It wouldn't surprise me. But really, wow, like to get, you'd think they would keep a wide berth from, keep far away from Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan have turned out to be much, much worse It seems that Andrew and Fergie, I don't know, I mean, that's personal opinion. And from what I hear from, Duchess of Narcissus and others, when you look at everything, Harry is much, much worse, in my opinion, especially for Americans. But anyways, yeah, let's take a look here. Is that what happened? Was this a test and Andrew and Fergie, the Yorks, failed? Wow. So was this a test? Yes or no? That's Catherine and William. Yeah, because it seemed odd. It was very odd to me that because didn't last year there wasn't a card, right? There was no Christmas card last year with Harry and Meghan because they said release one unless they're competing. And it's such patheticness. It's so pathetic, Harry and Meghan. And the fact of putting out an article in People magazine, and that was in the Daily Mail, but it was also announced in People, which is Harry and Meghan's rag, where they call and give stories to. That's where they put out the whole story of, oh, well, we have our private Christmas card, one that the public is not allowed to see. To take that, I mean, it's that outright provoking the public. So obvious right there with that maneuver, trying to piss people off. I mean, Harry and Meghan deserve all the toxic abuse they get online, especially their Susso squad, and those kind of are doing that kind of stunts to get people offended. So here we go. Harry and Meghan are racist. That's all I know. Let's see here. Hey, that's good enough for them. It's good enough for me to insult them with. Doesn't seem to mean anything anyways anymore. Anyhow. Just kidding. Anyways, here we go. Harry and Meghan are just... anyhow, let's see. Was this a test? Was this a test that Yorks failed? Was this a test? Let's see what the cards show. Norman. A little big. Let's go. Put a lap in there. Okay. Oops. Now, let me see if I can kind of lose the side there a little bit. Let me see. There we go. All right. So we start with deception. Like some trouble here. Betrayal. Traitorous person there. Causing great suffering, long-term suffering. So this has been going on a long time. A long-term betrayal caused a lot of suffering for people. Oh my goodness, mice, criminals here. A couple of criminals that had caused a lot of worry about who it was at the tower. Regarding now, the tower could, you could look at that as far as the firm or whatnot. Yeah. These are all very negative, nasty cards. The snake is the enemy. And this enemy, William and Catherine, has been a long-term problem, like I said. Victimizing people, deceiving people. And the mice with the mice, the situation worsening. It shows things just getting worse and worse with this great enemy. The suffering of this great enemy had been making things get worse and worse. And this can also be like an illness card as well. But it's also sort of eating away at, taking a little bite out of the enemy here. Because the suffering, what's been done is done, right? Leaking the information. I don't know if it's happened yet. We won't know until I get to the top. But it does look that there's been a lot of suffering going on that led to this situation that we have here. Is the basis of the situation, and it affects the official functioning of the palace. And this is about, can also be about corporate theft, which is what it would be about if, it's one thing to leak stories about your family to another family member. That's strange. But this is a lot bigger because with Harry and Meghan are so criminal and with what they're doing and the people they're with, that the implications are far broader and more serious and affects everyone really at the end of the day. So, yeah. I mean, because Megan is monetizing everything and going to the tabloids and making it, and also the government. It's all usually a government card. So this could indicate government secrets as well that are reaching Harry and Meghan that shouldn't. All right, so it's very serious. And the situation causing a lot of pain and suffering. Anchor for career, for stability. Regarding a woman here. And letter communications. Writing a letter to daddy, maybe? Yeah, and I heard Omid Scobie's coming out with some kind of show or something. I didn't really look at it too much, but it looks like if this information is reaching him as well, because if it goes to Harry and Meghan, it goes around, right? It's all kinds of unsavory characters. And it's all because of this woman right here who's making a career out of writing letters and getting information. Remember, Meghan got caught paying off Catherine's assistant to get information from her. I mean, Meghan isn't, she's capable of anything. Absolutely, totally evil and nasty, and just a sore on humanity. So this could be a career woman, a persistent woman who just doesn't go away. Involved in this. And there were, it looks like, communications, email, that could be about emails. Yeah, messages, communications. So it was about communications with this woman who is like a weight. She's like a persistent, a great enemy, and very persistent. So next we get tree. Could be the family tree, health and well-being, the growth there, and the ship. Someone overseas, someone moving forward, taking the family and moving it overseas. Taking the information that they get overseas. And this card could be about health. So no doubt Megalodon and Harry are all over trying to find out about Catherine's health and the king's health. Yeah. So no doubt they would be trying to spy and get whatever they could from whoever they could. And Harry and Meghan are obsessed with William and Catherine. So did it happen? Is this the result of the Yorks being outed? Now I'm looking for a positive card means yes, negative card means no, and I get child. Well, figures I get a neutral card. So the child could mean, well, maybe it wasn't Fergie and Andrew, but it was one of their children here. Huh. One of the sisters there that's always visiting Harry and Meghan, and perhaps. Yeah, so that's my first thought. So there is something to it. It's not a negative. So I think that means their daughters, one of their daughters, both their daughters, Eugenie, I guess, is the one who's very close to Harry and Meghan. She still is. I think she's the one bringing the intel over. But I think she is getting it through Andrew and Fergie because apparently this was a test. Was this a test on Andrew and Fergie? I'll be more specific. Was this a test? It looks like it was. I'm getting that they were trying to get to the bottom of who the enemy, who was giving this persistent bitch, the information. The great enemy who's caused so much suffering is satanic down here because that's any religion, Was this a test on Andrew and Fergie? Or maybe Andrew and Fergie are being punished for what Eugenie and Aunt has done in leaking the information because they told the York, they didn't say which one. You mentioned, so let me see. Was this a test of Andrew and Fergie? Was this a test of Andrew and Fergie? Was this a test? And I get Clover. Oh, that's a positive card. That's a yes. It was a yes. It's also pertained to something small. Small piece of information. Uh, not a big deal. A release of a Christmas card, seemingly insignificant, right? Because this is something small as well. But also, the child can pertain to children were on the Christmas card as well. Small, just, oh yeah, we're going to release a Christmas card. But this was a test. I'm getting a yes. It was. And the Yorks failed. Wow. So that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.